In this segment, we will begin to consider how regional differences will shape America's self-identification and the development of seeming contradictory policies throughout its history. The Industrial Revolution is said to have begun in England in the late 18th century, with some marking the opening of Arkwright's Mill in 1767 as a beginning. However, the seeds of industrialization were sown much earlier, tracing back to the discovery of America. The Industrial Revolution will lead to a reordering of social, economic, and power relationships within countries and regions and in relationships between regions. It will be the catalyst behind the modern age, leading to a concept and process known as modernization. As mentioned, the colonies in New England began mirroring England's trajectory. To understand modernization in this context, it must be considered as a multifaceted process. Industrialization played a crucial role, of course, but so did liberalization and capitalism. Liberalization here refers to a move towards more democratic governance structures, often tied to the concept of popular sovereignty. Capitalism, as we've discussed, involves the shift towards a market-based economy with private ownership at its core. New England's evolution toward modernization was not just economic, but also political and social, laying the groundwork for what we now consider modern principles of governance and economy. Reflect on the early differences between colonies in New England and the Tidewater. These regions perceived each other almost as foreign lands, each with its distinct needs and outlooks. This initial divergence laid the groundwork for a nation that, while united in revolution against a common adversary, the British, would emerge more as a federation of distinct entities rather than the monolithic country we envision today. When we think of the United States, we imagine a vast, unified nation with its capital in Washington, encompassing states from Ohio to California, Texas to Florida. However, the original conception of the United States was fundamentally different. It envisioned a collection of disparate countries, each with unique characteristics, united under a central government primarily for purposes they couldn't manage alone, such as foreign policy. This setup foreshadowed a nation where regional differences often translated into rivalry rather than brotherhood. This inherent division prompts us to consider the outcome of such a relationship. Historically, it led to the Civil War, a conflict that, in many ways, was the inevitable result of the foundational differences laid in the 17th century. The United States was not formed as a single entity but rather as a mosaic of diverse regions, particularly the North and the South, each with its distinct culture and economic priorities. As we navigate through American history, we encounter a recurring theme. The United States is characterized by diverse perspectives on virtually every aspect of its identity. Is America an economic powerhouse? Absolutely. A beacon of idealism, exporting a superior ideology. Indeed, can it be seen as an imperial predator at times? Yes. And is it a fountain of liberty? Certainly. This duality, or rather multiplicity, of American identity underscores the importance of recognizing the United States as a nation of diversity. Add to these earlier differences the inclusion of citizens from all over the world, bringing with them wildly differing religions and cultural practices which weave their way into the American tapestry. This diversity has been a driving force behind the country's domestic and foreign policies, shaping its actions and reactions on the global stage. Please proceed to answer the questions in the assignment on Canvas. If you have any questions, you can post them in the open forum discussion or contact the professor using Canvas email.